So in the Marching 110, I am the field commander, which is the highest ranked leadership position in the entire band, and I'm the first female that's ever been appointed. I'm Sophia Medvid. I'm a physics major at Ohio University in the Honors Tutorial College. I have a lot of passion for physics and a lot of passion for music, and so I combined both of my passions to study how do these instruments work, like how does the engineering and design of brass instruments affect the sound. So the Marching 110 has a very athletic, high-style step that not a lot of high schools use. The field commander gives commands to help teach and continue the growth of the band's marching technique. And then other duties of the field commander include maintaining high morale and esprit de corps of the entire group. My thesis project is studying the structural mechanics of a mellophone bell and how those mechanics affect the resultant sound of the instrument. So what we first did was we studied just a circular brass plate and drove it at certain frequencies with the speaker, and then using Chladni patterns with the sand, we'd sprinkle sand on the plates and find the resonant modes and what frequencies they occurred at. And then once we found those, we changed the different boundary conditions that this plate was under and studied the resultant effects of these modes and how they changed in frequency. And so now that I understand the resonant modes of the plate, we're going to apply that same science to the resonant modes of a bell. The goal of my project is to do vibrational analysis on the modes of a mellophone. And so a mellophone is a brass instrument commonly used in marching bands. It's similar to a trumpet. However, the mellophone bell is a lot larger, and so we want to study the vibrational modes to see if the size of the bell or different structural mechanics of the bell itself have any effect on the resultant sound. We definitely learned how bell wire on instruments affects the resultant sound and how different boundary conditions on brass instruments affect the resultant sound. When doing experimental research, usually it takes multiple tries before you can become successful. You have to think about the question from a lot of different angles. It's usually never your first attack is the right one. You have to just keep trying. You need a lot of persistence and perseverance. As a woman in science, where it's very male-dominated, and also being the first female field commander, I had to overcome a lot of boundaries. And it's definitely been a very rewarding process. It was very overwhelming to try to make a name for myself and try to just be successful in the Marching 110 and in physics. But overall, I just wanted to be the best person I could be, the best physicist I could be, and the best marching member I could be. And it's just awesome that I've been able to overcome those boundaries. I've definitely learned that you have to be open to change, very versatile and persistent in everything you do. Like, a lot of people think physics is just sitting in a room, like doing calculations. That's not what it is. You have to be, very open to change and have to think about a lot of things in a lot of different perspectives.